Okay then, just arriving at the Lydia Dash interchange, and we're just in the lane for the southbound M5 motorway. Okay, here we go, we're now ready to head for the slip road. M5 to the northbound, and we are just about to cross onto this southbound. And a sign there for south of Birmingham, the A38, and 1¼ mile to Rubery, 8 miles to the Licky Hills Country Park, and 7 miles to Cadbury World, the iconic, famous chocolate factory, which is also known as a visitor attraction. Anyway, there we are. So 1¼ mile for Rubery, 6 miles to Licky Hills Country Park, and of course 7 miles to the Cadbury World Chocolate Factory, Birmingham Southwest, and the A38. And of course the A38 continuation to Bromsgrove. So we're now taking the M5, Slip Road, Southwest, Worcester, the M5, London, the M42 and the M40. Here we go. Now, the M5 is only going to be short distant, because we'll then be heading for the M42. So this is only short distance. So the M5 previous junction before this one was at Hales Owen, and we won't see any services on this motorway. So there's the sign, 24 miles to the one which is down at Strensham. So 24 miles down to the one at Strensham. And 17 miles to Worcester, 15 miles to Redditch, and there's hundreds. And of course there's a sign for Birmingham South and East Redditch, please use the M42. So we've got to be in the lane for the M42. Over there is Cats Hill, up there is Fairfield, M42 London, M40, NEC and Airport. So we're in the line for the M42, and here comes the M42 junction right now. So this is the M42 junction, and M42 and M5, and the continuation of the M5 down towards the south, which is of course the West Country. So that is the southwest towards Worcester, then goes into Cheltenham, Gloucester, then down towards Bristol in the West Country. So that's the continuation of the M5 down towards the West Country. Okay, now entering the M42. Chevrons on this turn here, so this means it tells us that we're heading. So the motorways are now merging. So welcome to the M42. So this is the M42, and there's the motorway merge. And just right down there is Willowbrook Garden Centre. So Willowbrook Garden Centre's just down there. And here comes another sign coming up. So it's 13 miles to Redditch, 21 miles to the NEC and the airport, and 115 miles to the capital, which is of course London. And there's no exit from the southbound onto that bridge there, because there's only exit from that end down on. There's only a slip road, and that is for Bromsgrove and of course Licky areas. So that's for Bromsgrove and Licky. So that was junction 1. Junction 1 to Bromsgrove, but that's only that's only a slip road, so it's slip road only. Those boards there tell you for any information if there's any delays, etc. going on. And of course some services information coming up. M42 from miles, and it's Hopwood Park, and that's a welcome break with a Waitrose and a KFC. So there'll be a sign information in a minute. And M42, the north, M1, Birmingham and the southeast, 12 miles to Redditch, and NEC and the airport is in 20 miles. So there'll be a sign coming up in a minute. So there'll be a sign in a minute for the next for the services in a moment, and we all know it's a welcome break services that's coming up. Now that services is on 2 floors and has escalators that goes onto the mezzanine, but there isn't a lift there. But I'm not sure if there is a lift. I don't think there is, because I've never seen one there. And we've just gone across the Birmingham Cross City line, and in comes Hopwood Park services in 1.5 mile. This is a welcome break with a KFC, a Burger King, a Starbucks, a Subway and a Waitrose and partners, and of course there's the petrol station as well. So this is junction 2 for the services, which is coming up right now. So here comes, so this one, junction number 2, Birmingham South, A441, and of course Hopwood Park services. And this sign here tells you for the NEC, which is the National Exhibition Centre, and of course Birmingham Airport, which was formerly known as Birmingham International. And of course you've got Birmingham International Station, and also on the NEC complex you've got the Resorts World and the Resorts World Arena. Now the Resorts World Arena used to be known as the NEC Arena, then it changed to the LG Arena, and then it changed to the Genting Arena, and now it's called the Resorts World Arena because it's all part of the Genting group. And so junction 2 is right here right now. So this is junction 2 coming up for Hopwood Park services, A441 Birmingham South. So that's the junction for Hopwood Park. Okay, here's an information. That's important information on the motorway. And of course some traffic lights, which only get rarely used, and just now overtaking 2 HGVs, heavy goods vehicles. And so here comes the next upcoming sign, Redditch 8 miles, 24 miles to Evesham, 60 miles to the airport, and of course the next upcoming services is further away, but the one on the M40 in 24 miles is at Warwick in Warwickshire, and that's also a welcome break on the M40. So here we go. Here comes here's a status board. It comes on, like you say, you'll see loads of these on the motorway. And so the next junction, junction number 3, is also for Birmingham South, and of course also for Redditch and Evesham on the A435, and it also is a junction for the iconic Withell Transport Museum, which holds events throughout bank holidays, especially coming up to the summertime, and I do like a bit of Withell Transport Museum. It's one of the best places in like Maytime, where they have all the heritage buses, and some special vehicles from the present day do come along now and again. And so anyway, there's the sign for the National Exhibition Centre and also Birmingham Airport. So there are sometimes some modern buses do come and visit. It depends on like if they're in a heritage livery or not. like back in 2021 we saw a visit from Diamond buses coming, and that was great to see a Diamond bus attending Withell Transport Museum. So here's the junction coming up: Birmingham South, Redditch and Evesham, and of course Beckett's Farm and Withell. And this is where the 150 service from Redditch to King's Heath comes across. It used to go to Birmingham from Worcester way. So Redditch and Evesham to the right and Birmingham to the left. So we're now continuing on our journey, and here's some traffic lights regarding to more information. And so 50 miles. So as you know, we're just heading along. So there's another information board that's just round this corner. So we've just gone past Withell, and over there would be Earlswood Garden Centre Nursery, because you've got Earlswood as well, and of course you've got Maypole. And in comes the next sign, and you've got the sign for the north and the M1, Birmingham East, Solihull in 9 miles, NEC and Birmingham International Airport in 13 miles, and the sign for the M40, 107 miles to the capital, and then there's like 15, and then the other sign says Warwick, the historic Warwick, which is the county town of Warwickshire. And so we're now on the approach to the M40 junction. So the M40 junction is coming up, and services status 22 miles to a next one on the M42, M6 South 21 miles and M6 North in 35 miles. And then of course you got the one at Warwick, which is on the M40, and that's not far away from the British Motor Museum in Gaydon, and that also held the Withell Bus Fest last year. And I know it was bucketing with rain, but it's going to be back again for this year. But all being well, it should be lovely weather. So fingers crossed, it should be all great. So here we go. We're just coming now. Now M40 to the north, Solihull, Birmingham East, and M42 and M40, and then that one's for London, Warwick, and Stratford. Well, not Stratford in London, it's actually Stratford upon Avon, the birth of William Shakespeare. And William Shakespeare was a very famous person who's born at Stratford upon Avon, and also on the same day, which is of course St George's Day. And there are loads of picturesque William Shakespeare stuff to see in Stratford upon Avon. So to the right is the sign for London, Warwick, and Stratford upon Avon. So Stratford upon Avon. So the Withell Bus Fest, all being great. It'll be great weather for when it happens, when the summer comes. So here's a sign: the M42 and the M40. The M42 goes to the right, to the left, and the M40 goes straight ahead. So there's the sign: London, Warwick, and Stratford. So London, Warwick, and Stratford, and so there's the sign: London, Warwick, and Stratford. So here we go. So that's the sign: London, Warwick, and Stratford.